Yeah. So hi guys, it's 11th episode, second episode in our new studio setup. And today's partner is also Skoaksebolaget, so Shoe Limited in Swedish. And we have very beautiful Enzo Bonafé Cordovan Brogue Oxfords
Yeah,
and
magnificent.
Sant Crispens Brogue Oxfords as well. Yeah. So, and it's me, Michal, and
And it's me, Jordan, and I wish you could see the shoes. They are
yeah.
very beautiful.
So, guys, if you're listening to us on Spotify or like Apple Podcasts, just go on YouTube, Suit Yourself Podcast, Menswear Podcast. You can see all those beautiful, beautiful shoes, brown and like middle brown, a bit like reddish, mahogany color. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Skoaksebolaget, our partner, very beautiful shoes. Yeah. We can't afford those shoes.
Not now, at least. Not today.
Yeah, exactly. But guys, yeah, so this episode will be about shoes,
Yeah.
about the essential shoes in men's wardrobes.
Yeah.
So we will be talking about what shoes you should start with.
Yeah. And stay tuned. The fifth one might surprise you. That's the way they do it in Instagram. Or I felt very old by saying this. That's the way they do in Instagram.
Yeah. Like stay tuned. Watch the last one will surprise you.
Yeah, exactly. It's a pair of flip-flops. Just teasing. All right.
Okay, but we will start with the regular. So what happened in the last week? So I don't know what happened in my last week. I'm still creating content. Guys, if you wanna get to know what Solaro Suit is all about, just go on Instagram. I just edited my new reel. So nothing special actually.
Yeah, I'm in a pretty calm life in Sweden. The routine of a lot of work, but everything going all right. I would say it's what you're aiming for: stability in life. Not too much problems to talk about. I would guess this is adult life.
But I mean, February. It's because we're close to end of February, 2025, and I think it's the worst month in Sweden.
Oh, really?
When you just feel like, come on, it's enough with this winter.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, it was not such a rough winter, I would say. Not so much snow and so on.
No, but it's even sometimes it's better because I don't know how many times I had boots on me.
Yeah, exactly. No, I would have preferred that actually. My brother is living in Canada. Shout out to him. I don't know if it's gonna watch me, but I will force him to watch me.
Yeah, but like, is Canada like Sweden 2.0?
That's what I thought, because oftentimes we're talking about the weather and it was quite similar, but they had actually a snowstorm that they didn't have in 50 years. And the cars were like under 1 meter 50, 2 meters of snow, and no one could get out, no one could move. But actually they are quite good with that. I mean, they were still going to work. They were just making a trench in the in the middle and corridors in the middle of the snow and still going to work. I mean, in that regard, I must say that Sweden is quite good as well. I mean, in half an hour, everything is taken away from the streets and so on.
You mean in Stockholm?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, in Stockholm. I don't know really about the rest of Sweden, to be honest. But compared to France, for example, where it never snows, but the tiny amount of snow will block everything, and you don't understand how it's possible. So,
but I'm used to it that when it's snowing, we have like directly those snow how you call it? Those cars,
trucks.
Those trucks on the roads in Warsaw, for example, but not in Sweden. In Sweden, it's just like, we don't care. People are ready for it. They know how to drive.
Yeah, but actually the other day they send us an alert on the phone, like snowstorm. Be careful, don't go out of your home because the
in
hospitals.
Stockholm? Yeah. They don't have my number.
Yeah, that must be that. You've been spared from it, but it's ridiculous because they send the message like, don't go out. The hospital is getting too much people coming. We cannot support we cannot follow this amount of people coming.
Don't be sick.
Exactly. Don't get an accident. Don't go out. and 10 minutes after, it's okay, you can go out. So I'm like, some guy probably got fired for pulling the trigger too fast.
But you know, when it's snowing in Sweden, all the trains are delayed or cancelled.
Oh yeah, and I
Oh
can
my
feel that.
God, like, Sweden and snow never happened.
I'm taking the pendeltåg.
A commuter train.
Exactly. And it's I must say it's a bit of pain. It's difficult for me to complain because again, compared to France, which is horrible, the trains are always delayed. There's always problems, and that is when they are not on strike, which is all the time. So in Sweden, at least you don't have that so much, but can be really heavy on you when you have a lot of transport. I actually have a lot of transport. I have like 1 hour and a half of transport to go to work and to come back.
You need to move.
So yeah, exactly. You cannot afford to have like 10, 15 minutes of delay and then you get late at
I'm
work.
pretty spoiled. I live in the city center.
Yeah, but I'm gonna move. That's gonna be a subject to talk about. It's not possible. You cannot live like this. If you have too much transport time, you're just wasting your time in transport. I mean, I always liked this moment because days are hectic and you don't have time for yourself. And this moment has always been for me the moment when I can just listen to music and be a bit with myself.
That's
Meditate
something
almost.
great. I really miss my moments in my car in Warsaw, just stuck in traffic and listening to radio music.
Yeah, I agree with this. You get used to that and you're like, this is my moment. So I wouldn't like to have no transport time whatsoever and being directly in, but 1 hour and a half is too much. It's 3 hours of your life every day that are gone, so.
But you know what? Right now I'm just listening to all the podcasts, and guys, you can do it with our podcast too at the gym.
Yeah, true that. I mean, it's always, I used to listen to music at the gym, and the thing is, I tend to listen to something that is a bit too much. I mean, you are not going to listen to jazz when you are going to the gym. I mean, let's be serious. You want something that motivates you, moves you. Exactly. So you listen to music that's a bit more intense. And the thing is, I don't know if you add that when you go to the gym, because of the pressure you put in your body, you tend to have a bit more pressure in your ears. So then you put the music louder to the point at the end of the gym it's too loud and you realize, okay, I'm starting to have a headache because I'm putting music way too loud at the end of the day. Or, when you are doing too much reps and you are looking into the soul of someone in front of you without even realizing that there's someone in front of you. So, now at the gym, it's a bit special, but I would say that listening to podcasts is something that I'm doing more and more. Yeah. It's the best way. Traffic, gym.
So, guys, today we're gonna talk shoes and what shoes you should start with.
Yeah.
And in the last episode, I said that I think my second or third pair was Hawcat red hand painted Oxfords.
Oh yeah, that was bold.
Don't go this way. So, what was your first pair of shoes? Like real shoes, like maybe Goodyear welted?
My good pair was a Cordovan, and it was a Oxford Cordovan.
Oh.
They were from
Cordovan.
Mermin. Yeah, Mirmin.
Mallorca.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And
I didn't know that they have Cordovan.
They had sometimes it was very few limited pieces made to order.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my opportunity on those. And the problem with those, they were quite easy to wear, but the problem was that they were a bit big for me. That's my problem. I have quite narrow,
too big loafers.
Yeah, exactly.
Were they great, like perfect fit when you check them in the shoe store?
No, because I couldn't. It's a Mermin, so you buy them from distance, and that's
just online.
And that's how I got tricked.
I mean, Cordovan is pretty fancy, I would say.
It is pretty fancy, and it was a bit too fancy, but something that I could have kept. But then I sold them also, and I regret a bit like your shoes because I'm like, I would like to have a pair of Cordovan.
So you guys, Cordovan, it's a leather from horse.
Yeah, and it's the back part of the horse.
Back part, yeah, horse's ass.
Yeah, exactly, and it's quite
very
rare.
hard, and you need to have like a special products to take care of Cordovan. And it looks great when it ages.
Yeah, exactly. It has a way to be worn out that is particular. No other shoes will wear out the way they do. And what is also very specific is that it's extremely regulated. I think that the providers of leathers,
This one is Cordovan shoe, guys.
there's only 2 or 3 factories that can provide this leather in the world. So it's pretty rare, it's pretty special, and if you get your hand on any type of shoes that are made of Cordovan, you definitely have something special. But that's the point also of my mistake, is that they were not fitting me well, and that's
And they can be pretty hard also.
Yeah, so
Takes time to wear them.
that's
out.
one thing, is get to know your size, whatever you are using of a brand. And that's why also when you start finding your own brand that fits you well, you don't go somewhere else because it feels good. Me, it's Paraboot. Paraboot, I noticed that they fit me well. I have narrow fit, so I'm feeling very comfortable.
But you know,
with them.
like different brands, they have different lasts. And you know, guys, a last, you can call it a wooden feet. So last is the wooden part that the shoe is built on. So like a shoe, like it should look like a feet. So there are different lasts, and even I have a lot of low shoes.
Yeah.
And you can I have sometimes 7.5, sometimes 8, sometimes 8.5. So it's very different.
Yeah. I have a friend, he's a good friend of mine, and he has a very feminine way of putting his shoes. And I'm saying feminine because female, when they like their shoes, they will try to fit in whatever. It doesn't matter if it fits their size. They're just going to wear the shoes. It's, I don't know if you have seen, there's a documentary about Céline Dion, and she loves shoes, and she has like a hangar full of shoes, and she had shoes from all over the world, all kind of brands. And she was saying, I don't care about the size. I will fit them all because I want to wear them. So she was very stubborn on that. And we male are trying to find a bit more comfort in our clothing. And that's probably a privilege that we have, actually. And I would say that's important to feel good in your shoes and to find the right lace in your shoes.
Guys don't have so many pair of shoes.
No.
Sometimes they have like 2 or even 1.
I mean, that's the thing also. It depends on what shoes you are wearing. Today we are talking about leather shoes that are quite special. Always good to have a turn up, so you don't wear the day after.
Yeah,
the
that
same
you
pair of
just
shoes.
rotate your shoes, that you don't wear them out.
Exactly, but I mean,
You can kill even the best quality shoes in 1 year, in 1 season.
exactly. So you need to have a rotation. You need to take care of them. But I mean, for guys, even if we are into something that is a bit more elegant, a tennis pair of shoes can be cool sometimes.
But how would you start with what kind of shoes? Because I would say I would start with black Oxfords. Maybe you don't have so many opportunities to wear them because they are pretty formal. And you know, those black Oxfords, those are the a lot of guys, they will call them boring shoes.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. They are quite classic. And I would say I would go for black shoes probably then, but for loafers. Because I feel that loafers is even more versatile when it comes to black shoes.
I agree, actually. And you guys, you know, Oxford shoes. Actually, Oxford shoes is just the shoes that the lacing, the part is closed.
Yeah.
Because Derby, it's open. I will put some pictures here if you're guys watching on YouTube. Derby is more formal. The part that has like the holes for lacing is open. It's like on the shoe, but Oxford, it's like maybe like sewn in.
Yeah.
So it's more formal. So this shoe that I'm holding is actually an Oxford brogue, and broguing is those holes in the shoe, like, you know, the gangster shoes. But the classical Oxford cap toe is without any holes. It just have the cap toe on the like the nose on the front of the shoe.
Yeah, exactly. And loafers is without any
Without any lacing, we
yeah,
have like penny loafers with the penny because in back in the days, students they
with a
put the
penny
penny to have like in an emergency to
to
call
call their parents, they
somebody
were saying.
yeah, to ask for more money.
Exactly.
Surely.
But that's a legend. Well, I mean, it's like any kind of stories behind menswear wardrobe. I would believe that there were some guys that were just very good at storytelling.
Exactly, yeah. And we have tassel loafers with the thing hanging.
Yeah.
I have actually it's a kilt tassel loafer, but this thing is a tassel. Those two things. And in Polish, actually, we call it the same word that we use to describe men's genitalia.
Yeah, in French too.
Okay.
The tip of the genitalia to be
Yeah.
very precise. I don't know if
Yeah.
you need this precision,
Yeah, but
guys, but you got
actually,
it.
actually, nobody use this word to describe those tassels in
It,
Polish.
it looks,
Just the man part.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but this shoe is also a kilt because it has those like extra stuff on
Where are
it.
they coming from?
It's Loke,
Yeah,
Brighton,
yeah.
and it's
Very
actually
nice.
there's like a history behind this shoe because it's made on machines that are like over 100 years old, and this machine makes just this part, this apron.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not two parts of this
Yeah,
leather.
exactly. So it's special to
Yeah.
have a machine that is capable to make the
apron.
sew in exactly the
Exactly.
apron without
You can watch you can listen about the history of on my Instagram, Mr. Grono. I created a reel about this pair of shoes.
Yeah,
because
very
it's-
cool actually. You have started making a series about being more in depth and explaining a bit more.
Exactly, because like in
fabric
menswear,
and so on.
everything is like there is a history about everything. A lot of menswear stuff takes back in like Second World War, First World War. So it's interesting to talk about history of menswear.
Yeah, I think for myself, and the way I introduced myself to menswear, that was the exciting part about it, because I liked the fact that there was history behind, and I like also the fact that there was military history behind, because for me, garments needs to make sense, and whatever you are doing in your clothes, it needs to come from somewhere. And the history is important for this. And if it comes from military background, it needs to be efficient, sturdy, and just the military
To have a
background.
function.
To have a function, exactly. And for me, it was super important. And I knew that I wouldn't look like a fool on the long run, just because I knew that there was this military background. So I would say that in clothing, but also in shoe, if there's some military background one way or another, you know that you are on to a classic that will be nice to
exactly.
wear
And
on a daily basis.
And if we are talking about function, brogues with those extra holes
Yeah.
on the toe
What was the purpose for it actually?
to dry faster.
To dry, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because those shoes were actually used in huntings on the countryside, and those holes should make the shoe like dry faster.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
like come on, using those shoes on the countryside.
But I mean, it's like a Solaro. You end up with a fabric that is magnificent, but does it prevent really the UV
No,
beams to go through and keeps you cold?
No, Solaro
really.
Solaro is actually not the greatest fabric for summer.
Exactly, but it's your
And it was created for a military.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. That's the exactly same principle of English military that we're trying to find innovative way of fighting. Well, in this case, it was in warm conditions. But I mean, most of the garments that we have nowadays, especially with coats, are most of them coming from a military background. All the raglans and so on are coming from there, and that's why they are so comfortable to wear, but also efficient, I would say, on a daily basis, and just have more pockets, deeper pockets, and so on. So that's also this. At the end of the day, we are talking about comfort all the time. The fact that you can just take in as many things as you want in your
Mm.
clothes and keep your hands warm and still have a clothes that will last on the longer side. All those ideas comes from a military aspect of things. You cannot change your wardrobe every season when you're on the warfield.
Exactly. But how about shoes? So you would like to have loafers as your first pair of
Yeah,
shoes, black.
black or brown. I mean, brown is easier than black, but
You think so?
I mean,
My most often worn pair of loafers are actually black polished.
isn't it
Penny
because you are
loafers.
more advanced in that regard?
I don't know. I just can wear them with denim.
Yeah,
I can wear them with a suit, really formal suit,
yeah, that's true.
and they just look good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, you are quite right. And there's something that is a bit trendy about them. Even if you wear them with the lighter pair of trouser or jeans, I would say, still look quite cool. Maybe the Michael Jackson vibe,
Yeah, I
but
have
still
black
quite cool.
loafers today, polished ones. They are maybe not so formal, but I also have a
Mhm.
second pair penny loafers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's, but maybe, I mean, then I'm thinking first or at least second would be suede
Ah,
leather,
wait, yeah.
and I would say that
And suede is also a word for a Swedish person.
exactly.
Suede.
So you can wear them on your shoes.
Yeah. In French.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
But that's I mean, people might think that they are a bit fragile.
They are not, guys. They are
The
not.
other way around. They are
It's
quite
the
solid.
opposite. And everyone is like, no, don't buy this suede because it's just so you will destroy them in 1 week. Like, guys, just use the spray, the
Exactly.
impregnated, not impregnate, like
Yeah, the
the
repellent.
repellent
Yeah,
spray, yeah.
exactly.
Impregnate.
It's well, that's another subject, but impregnation, maybe we can talk about it later on.
But you can beat those suede freaking shoes and just if the
Yeah.
color fades out, just spray it with color.
Yeah, or just embrace it. I mean, I've seen this guy, Italian guy, that is wearing his suede loafers, and to make them, so to speak, the first thing he does, he put them on his feet. He put water on them. He he dipped them into water, and just he wear them all day like this. So they made themselves faster, and they get worn out a bit faster and more comfortable faster. Maybe
Okay.
too extreme,
That's very
but
special.
just yeah, that's very extreme. No, but it's a bit a joke, I would say. But the principle is that it takes time nicely, so
Mhm.
it might age a bit, but then it warms out in a nice way. And otherwise, I mean, you just scrub them
Yeah,
to
exactly.
get them back to their normal aspect, and they will. It's actually surprisingly solid.
With the brush or like the rubber brush.
I had beige once when I was at university, and I was wearing mine for 3 years in a row. You know, the type when you are at university, you have like one or two pair of shoes and you just wear them all the time. And it was like a quite basic, not very good quality pair of shoes, and I wore them for 2.5 years in a row, even when it was raining and so on, and they remained quite good because, of course, I was brushing them sometimes.
Mm.
So it's quite a solid
So
fabric.
you would say loafer, and I would agree because I have, I think, like 90 or 20 pairs of loafers.
Okay,
Different,
good.
those black ones,
Yeah,
but also, for example, dark brown
yeah,
suede loafers is very versatile.
yeah,
It
yeah,
fits like
definitely.
every outfit. Loafers, just guys, loafers, just go for loafers.
And it's comfortable.
I don't wear Oxfords. I
Yeah.
don't wear, you know, before I came here to the studio,
Mhm.
I was talking with my girlfriend, and I had Derby brogues on me,
Yeah, okay.
like polished burgundy leather,
Yeah,
pretty like clumsy big ones,
okay.
and I wore them and like I put them on and like she was looking at me like I don't feel this, and I never had them on me.
Okay.
And I just took my favorite pair of loafers. And
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
Sarah, my girlfriend, she also owns a pair of those.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean,
Just loafers. They just fit. They're so simple.
they just feel
They're
so
so
good.
low.
Yeah, yeah,
They,
exactly.
I don't know. It's just so easy. You don't need to do anything. Just slide them on, slip them on.
A pair of shoes that one of my good pair of shoes also that I were wearing for quite a good amount of time were boots. So it's a bit higher.
Yeah,
Uh,
but with lacing?
yeah, with lacing,
Mm.
exactly. And they were in some kind of tan, a bit dark tan color.
Mahogany.
Yeah, something like this. And what I like to do is I was putting some shoe shine that was a bit burgundy
Ah,
on the
yeah.
tip of it.
But some shoes they go out of manufacture with this.
Yeah, exactly. And me, it's just something that I did by myself, so it was giving it a bit more aspect of
Warmer,
worn out, yeah, warmer
warmer.
also.
I do it with my some brown loafers. I use the mahogany cream
Yeah,
just to make them look more like warm.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I would say that it's actually a very interesting thing to do. To not use necessarily the same color in shoe shine or in a cream that you put on them, just to give something a bit different to the shoe and making it age in a nice way.
Okay, so you in the winter, autumn, winter, fall, winter, you wear boots with lacing. Like I'm a bit lazy.
Mm.
I wear a lot of Chelsea boots.
Oh yeah, I mean it's. I remember that when I was a teen, and there was some revival of the rock and roll, and
Mm.
so Chelsea boots is super associated with this kind of trends. And back in days, I was like, I don't know. And now I'm coming back at them. I'm like, yeah, super
They are
comfortable.
like loafers because they
Mm,
are so simple.
yeah,
You
exactly.
can wear them even on formal occasions. My first PT Uomo in 2017, I wore like a double-breasted power suit in navy flannel, charcoal stripe, and
Oh, that's very, very English then.
burgundy Chelsea boots.
Yeah, but very, very English
Mm.
type of outfit, I would
Because
say.
like boots, for example, they have those lacings, and sometimes
Yeah,
pants they sit on the boots in a
yeah,
wrong way.
yeah, true that. But
Chelsea is just so simple.
yeah, but the most interesting thing, so of course, the more you evolve with styling, the more you venture into a bit different things. And at the last PT, you were wearing cowboy boots,
Yeah, exactly.
and
That was
that's
something
interesting.
special.
Yeah.
I was humiliated because I couldn't
What?
take them off. We were late on on a dinner because like yeah, I can put here a video.
You don't have to, but
I felt
you
like
should.
yeah. But
What
you
happened?
know what? I bought this thing, the wooden thing that you take off your shoes with.
Shoe tree.
It's not shootry.
I know. You mean, yeah, okay.
It's just this thing. Yeah, yeah. I don't need to be humiliated because like I could easily take off the left one,
Okay,
but not the right one. Yeah, I wore a western boot, yeah, cowboy shoe. Yeah,
okay,
it's something different. They were like from Skåxibolaget actually.
okay.
Okay, so yeah, I had the cowboy boots and they were in like tan. And every time when I think about the cowboy boots, I think like Jesus, I hope that people are not thinking that I'm just wearing those cowboy boots to be taller because my girlfriend Sarah, she's almost my height, my height.
Yeah, I'm really considering. I mean, I would probably never have considered wearing cowboy boots before, but I'm really into. I mean, for me, cowboy aesthetic and wearing just cowboy shirts and a pair of jeans, it's so comfortable and very cool. And so I'm leaning more and more towards like, yeah, maybe I'm gonna go for it and buy a pair of cowboy boots. But
Mm.
it's a bit advanced. And yes, wearing heels for a man, it feels a bit weird, I would say.
You know that because I work extra in a shoe store in Lok,
Yeah.
at Lok, and I had a question once. A guy asked me how taller I will be in those shoes. Like, man, dude, like I don't know, like just like this taller.
Yeah, it seemed important for him to have the 2 extra centimeters.
Mm.
Well, I'm talking
Mm.
about shoes, of course, but
But when you have good shoes, you'll just look better because people are just looking at shoes because it's like
yeah,
a base base of your
yeah,
outfit,
exactly.
the
But
core.
I think they were making some studies on what women look first on a man. It was like his hands, his shoes, and no, I was about to make a terrible joke, but I'm gonna get cancelled if I do that. So let's keep that
No,
for another day. But yeah, I think shoes are super important. I would say in
mm.
the it tells a lot about you.
But I mean, a lot of guys they have really great outfit, but then they have those sneakers. Oh. The guys, do you think that you need to have sneakers? I would go for some classical sneakers sometimes, but
Yeah,
every time I want to wear sneakers, I like, no, I just want to have my loafers. It's just so much better. It just takes your outfit like on a higher level.
that's interesting because there's a trend about this, especially I would say Japanese guys and maybe just Asian guys because South Korean guys also are very about this, and they were bringing back the old school sneakers. And I would say that it was looking quite cool most of the time. But this is also how you realize it's a trend because I was like, every time I was on the way to buy those pair of sneakers, I was like, yeah, do I really need them? And I postpone for one
You
year,
don't
two
need
years,
them.
and yeah, and nowadays I'm like, well, I won't buy them anymore because it was really a trend at the end of
Mm.
the day. But my loafers, I keep wearing them all the
You
time.
know what? There is a version of my Brighton loafer
Yeah.
on a white sneaker sole, just
Okay.
for Japanese market.
Oh, really? So they are really into this.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, they tend to venture into certain areas, and I mean, they have a way to. It looks cool, so you are like, oh, well, that's
On
nice
them, on them.
on them. That's the problem. It looks cool on them, and that goes for a lot of things. A lot of things look cool, but on certain people and not on everyone. But that's also where you can notify the difference in between trends and what will always look cool. Is like if you're unsure, give it 1 year, give it maybe 2 years, and if you still want to wear that, okay, well then invest
Go
and
for
put
it.
some money. But otherwise, if you're like, no, I never really felt the need to go for it, then it's a good point that not to go for it because we are talking about things that are quite expensive and well, not really sneakers, but generally speaking, things with quality are expensive. And
Exactly.
if you really want them because you have seen a few pictures online or somewhere else, all right, give it a bit of time. Give
Sleep
a
on
few
it.
months. Exactly. Give maybe a year.
Mm.
Because if it's classic, every year you can wear them. But if it was just a trend, then next year no one will wear them anymore.
Yeah, so it's the same with the whole cut red Oxford shoes.
Yeah.
Just go for black, go for brown, light brown, maybe more dark brown,
Yeah, yeah.
suede, not like navy, not like
No,
gray
no.
or
I had a
something,
navy
green.
pair of Oxford shoes once. Never wore them.
Mm,
Not a single time.
mm.
Well, they were of shitty quality, but it's not the only the problem. It's just that it's impossible to wear. People tend to, especially when they don't really know about clothing, many times they're like, I would wear black shoes, but isn't it a bit boring?
Oh,
And like,
jeez.
it's not the problem; it's boring. It's just
It's not boring.
it's for a reason that everyone wear blacks and brown shoes. It's because
Just
it goes with
looks
everything.
great.
It
Just looks
just looks
great.
good.
Guys, you're not boring. Like I think it's boring with choosing those like fancy things like okay, a shirt with like a red
Ah,
thread
yeah,
around
yeah,
the buttonholes.
yeah, yeah.
Why?
Why
Why?
would you do this?
Why? Don't do it to yourself.
It's not a matter of trend, it's just a matter of common sense. Does this color match nicely? Why would you add so much color on you? What's the
Just
point?
just keep it simple.
Yeah, I mean, it's although if you go outside of those rules, it becomes some kind of costume. Are you a star that is gonna play on a theater show or on a movie or something? If
You
no,
can
then
go
don't.
out of your comfort zone, but you need to still have some kind of taste.
Yeah, some kind of taste, and it needs to make sense. We are getting back to what we were talking at the beginning. Why did you do it? Why did you put this color? Well, if it stands out, I mean, you need to have a reason for it that is connected to you. Otherwise, you are just pretending. And
Mm.
and if you pretend, I mean, that's a psychological issue then. But I would say that if you want to be yourself, you can express yourself in a very bold way, but it needs to express yourself then.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think that people think that my style is boring because I wear black shoes?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing with black. Black is either when it's super formal, referred to funerals, basically. But then if you are wearing it in more casual way, there is like you will rediscover this color. I don't
I'm
know.
all black today.
Exactly. Did they decide that black was a color? I don't know. They change their mind every year on this topic, but whatever. This color, black, is like an open door to texture and to volume, etc. So you can really have a lot of fun with black, actually. The other way around. Nothing boring about this.
No, you don't, guys, you don't need to wear red shoes.
No, you shouldn't wear
No,
red shoes.
because it's a bit clownish. Yeah.
That's why, unless you're a clown.
But shout out to this guy that bought my shoes. You are so lucky. I really miss those shoes.
He's gonna find you, just so you know.
Okay, so that's a wrap. Yeah, and next episode we will talk about cleaning polishing our shoes and
Yeah.
polishing. About polishing. I'm the best person to talk about polishing because
Yeah.
I'm Polish.
Because you're Polish. Got that one. Nice.
Yeah, so now, guys, we'll have our games. It's back.
Yeah. It's been because Elena has been working for a long time on this one.
No, that's not true.
Okay, sorry, my bad. No, but it's a cool one. It brings a bit of something different. So, and I want to win, of course.
What's the price? Those shoes? No.
Oh, that-
We need to talk about it with our partner.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
Because I would get very motivated. All right, let's try to.
Yeah, let's start.
Let's start. Let's go.
So in this game, I want you to answer questions very quickly without thinking. And then maybe you can discuss because your answers will be different.
All right, that's going to be interesting because
sure.
we have been having a few drinks since the beginning. So I'm afraid the question and the answer, sorry, will be interesting.
Don't mention that.
Okay, let's go.
You can beep it.
Double-breasted or single-breasted suit?
Double.
Double.
Okay.
Should we say why?
No discussion.
I mean, it just looks cooler because you have something that if you close it, it looks super formal. But if you open it, you have something that is very cool.
But you shouldn't open it, but yeah, you can.
Yeah, exactly. But that's exactly, we are talking about rules all the time and the color, etc. But what is very fun is when you break the rules.
I mean, making a double-breasted suit, if it fits well, it looks great.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, if it's ready to wear or made to measure that fits badly on my silhouette,
Yeah.
no. Then I would go for single.
And that's how women get lucky because Elena, for example, she's wearing my suit from the last
Yes,
episode.
exactly.
And it looks super
Write
cool.
down in the comments who's better in this suit.
Who wears it better? But yeah, Sarah is also sometimes just taking my double-breasted suits, and she looks great, oversized. Like, come on.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
I would look like.
Not as good. Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, double-breasted, I would say.
Okay, let's go with the next. Necktie or bow tie?
Necktie.
Necktie. Come on, bow tie. You need to be at least 40 to wear neckties.
Yeah, and
bow ties.
Bow ties, yeah, and I don't know what it is with this. I mean, it looks, of course, a bow tie looks super cool when you are wearing a tuxedo or on a special event.
Thing.
But outside of this, there's it looks a bit like almost
Try hard.
Yeah, try hard, but I don't know. It's like, do you really intend to attract any girl with this kind of outfit? Because it's just, it looks a bit ridiculous. And that's it. I said it.
I mean, in Poland, we have this like far right politician, and he wears just bow ties.
Bow ties?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like connected to him.
Yeah,
in
exactly. Yeah, well, then that's another reason not to wear bow ties in any. No, I'm joking, but I don't think it looks too uptight.
You know, I'm reading a book about the Andover shop, about the guy Charlie Davidson, and one guy came to him. He wanted to buy a bow tie, and like, how old are you? No, I'm not gonna tell you this. No, you need to be at least 40 to wear it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be this guy.
Yeah, exactly. So don't be this guy. Don't wear a bow tie outside
Or Zara suit.
Don't be the guy I used to be.
Yeah.
Wearing the Zara beige suit with the violet shirt and a black tie.
Oh.
It was
Okay,
nice
next
that day.
one.
Turtleneck or crew neck?
Turtleneck. Just so easy. Autumn, winter, you don't need to wear a scarf.
Yeah, but then there's also mock neck that can be interesting, you know? It's a bit this in between. They are not as long. Maybe
It's just, you know, the look of the architect.
yeah.
You know, the guy that drives Saab
Yeah, okay.
or Volvo.
Then all right.
And I have a turtleneck. Right?
Yeah, exactly. No, but yeah, I agree.
Layering or minimalism?
Minimalism.
Yeah, I would say so too.
Just so easy.
Yeah.
And layering, I'm just too warm in that.
No, layering, it can be nice if you are going for something that is a bit casual. So you are trying to add a bit. For example, if you wear the cowboy outfit, you know, it's nice to layer a bit.
Yeah, but some layers is just too much. Keep it simple, guys. If you don't feel it.
Generally speaking, I would say so too. Minimalism.
Layering is great when it's like Swedish summer, that you need to have some layers because it will get cold in the evening.
But the tone on tone is fantastic. So if you don't want to think about it, go tone on tone, which is minimalism at the end of the day. So yeah, minimalism. I agree.
Pattern shirts or solid shirts?
How do you say?
What pattern?
Pattern or solid?
Solid.
Solid. Yeah, solid. Pattern, difficult.
I prefer pattern ties.
Yeah, exactly. Or outside. The closer you get to your body, the more simple you want to be.
Don't be this guy like a patterned shirts with like
Belt or no belt with a suit?
No belt. Side adjusters with a suit.
Belt. So, you know, I will start with the recommendations.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about shoes. And if you want to see like perfectly crafted shoes, shoegazing blog and shoegazing Instagram profile.
All right.
It's a guy, he's Swedish. I met him once.
Okay.
And at Loke store, we had the masters, the perfect crafted shoes in the world.
Okay.
On the display at Loke store. And he was the partner of this event. So if you want to see the best shoes, some of the shoes are made not to worn.
Okay.
They are just to be looked at.
Wow, that's quite impressive.
If you want to see real shoes, real like piece of arts, shoegazing blog. This is my recommendation.
I hope it has nothing to do with some kind of fetish foot lover.
No.
I've seen that, you know, on Instagram. It was a Japanese guy, and he was wearing socks, I think. And he had tons of pictures. Very weird. That exists, actually.
Yeah, I know. A lot of guys comment on my gloves. There are also glove fetishes.
Okay, well, word is vast, let's say.
Yeah. How about you? What recommendations do you have? Something about shoes?
Unfortunately, not directly about shoes. It's called the Bengal stripe. And it's more inspirational Instagram. And this guy is making a lot of inspirational pictures that are coming from movies, but also old campaign from any sort of brand. And it's super nice, super inspirational. A lot of things are coming from.
What kind of campaigns?
But for example, the Ralph Lauren old campaigns and things like that. So it's bringing back some picture and some looks from the old and vintage.
Yeah, I also follow vintage menswear, some kind of Instagram account.
Yeah,
really great.
I mean, it's quite cool to have this kind of reference. And yes, there's some stuff
especially
about
that like 90s are back right now.
Yeah, exactly. I would say that 90s are coming back regularly in the past years. So quite cool combination of colors and also fabrics, jeans also are coming
What's the
back.
name of the account?
The Bengal stripe.
Bengal stripe. Okay, guys, a Bengal stripe is a pattern. It's a stripe on the, you have on shirts different thickness of the stripes. So
Absolutely.
Bengal stripe is one of them.
Exactly. So I would advise you to take a look at that. There's a bit of everything, including watches as well.
Yeah, cool. We don't see those ads anymore because we don't read any newspapers anymore.
Exactly.
Magazines.
Exactly. And there are some cool accounts that curate the old school and almost historical thing like this in menswear. So quite a good inspiration, I would say, to know where you are coming from.
So guys, that's a wrap of our 11th episode about shoes.
Nice.
Thank you and see you later again in 12th episode. Bye bye.
Ciao, guys.